Hello, everybody. Um, Hopefully you're able to hear me. Just let me know. I'm just gonna expand the chat real quick. Okay. Okay, just expanding the chat. Hold on, guys. Hold on. They are live. Hey, yes, we are live. Well, I am live. George is not even in the building, so yeah, he's running over here. But yeah, for the beginning, I'm just taking over until he's here because I'm not waiting for him to arrive. I'm just starting at 5. Can't be late. Can't be late. So just let you know, got my little beer. I got some little ASIC stuff over here. You might see it on the chair. But yeah, we had an interesting week this week. I don't know if you guys saw, we got that legal letter. That was pretty funny. The email, we posted, I personally posted it online because I don't, I'll literally just post anything. I don't really care. But I don't exactly know what it's for. I think it's just about potentially having BitAxe name on the website. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, I'm gonna redesign the website anyway, so it doesn't even matter. And BSB technically doesn't sell anything on the website, so I don't even think people visit our website, to be honest. But yeah, so that was pretty fun. We're supposed to have a legal letter in the mail. I can't wait to scan that and show you guys whatever that is. But yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of discussions about the new ASIC lineup that we're going to be building by ourselves. So, the B30 is built with Hammer / Volk Miner, kind of like a collaboration. And we've had in the past the BSB BitAxe and the Nerd QAxe that were kind of built with Punk. We kind of I don't want to say we changed too much, but I designed 3D printed stands for it and asked for fans to go in certain positions and put bigger heat sinks, blah, blah, blah. Let me read the chat. Nordic Mining, what's up? K3 Baz, what's up? Jesse, what's up? Uncle Diesel, I think you're probably the first one here because I said, I saw in the chat you said it's 6 hours until the stream starts, so you were here pretty early. Joker, what's up? Chris, what's up? But yeah, what I was saying before, I'm going to have to fill in the content until George gets here because he's the real storyteller. But yeah, in the past, I don't want to unplug it, but we've customized existing products. The problem is we don't want to just customize existing products. We want to make new products. So what's up, Happy? What's up, Mr. Frog? Yeah, so obviously the next step, we started by customizing the stands and adding more cooling, adding more stuff to it. I guess level 2 would be we did the B30 in collaboration with Volk and Hammer, kind of it's the same kind of thing. The last step is really designing your own mining hardware from scratch. We're gonna design the circuit board, all that stuff. Not we, but we hired a design team, an engineering firm to help us design our first PCB that will be our first miner from the ground up, with our own, everything's going to be 100% custom, not based off of, everyone has seen these designs, right? The Nerd QAxe++, everyone's seen this. Everyone's seen an Octaxe. Everyone's seen a BitAxe. The whole point is to step away from these designs and go our own way. We've seen a lot of the problems with the open source designs. We'd be lying to ourselves if we say the voltage regulators don't die all the time. We know they die all the time. So, our next piece of hardware is very, very likely going to look like this. And there's a lot of reasons why I've kind of picked this design. Hello, JD. Hello, Elod. Are you guys in a new building? JBO hat? No, this is the same building. like this is not the warehouse, but this is like a WeWork. This is like a working space we always come to. It's just because like, dude, in the warehouse you're very isolated from other people. It's very I want to say depressing. When you're in like a public work environment where there's like lots of other companies around you and everyone like works together and eats together, it's much more better for your mental, I would say. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but it's nice to be around other people. If you're alone in a warehouse, man, it like you almost go insane. But yeah, let me show. So what's up, Full Electric? So this, by the way, is just a video card. This is I think a 3070. I don't remember what this is exactly. Yeah, a 3070 Ti. So I just had this like in my drawer. But basically, we want to make a modular miner. And what I mean by modular is there's like a big, George is here, just in time. You didn't bring Banks?
No.
Shit, you abandoned him. That's a big dump in 24 mins. What? That's a big dump in, I don't know what you mean, Joker. JD is building a GPU. No, it's not a GPU. I was literally just gonna show it. That's one big ass. Dude, this is the tiny video card that I have. The other like I have like 4090s and stuff. Dude, the 4090s like thick. Like it takes up like 3 or 4 slots in a computer case. Okay, Polly, Helium deploy support is not responding to my request I made yesterday to cancel order.
Send me your order number here. I'll take care of it right away.
He could cancel it for you.
I'll take care of it, Polly. Just send it over here. I'll take care of it. Yeah, the numbers won't disclose your information. I'll keep it private.
Fully Electric, he ditched Banks.
I did. I left them home.
Well, I was literally just about to kind of like, I wasn't sure how long you would take, so I was just like talking about whatever. George in the house?
Yeah, thank you guys for...
Can you tell by the beard?
Yeah.
I didn't... Oh, Railgun, what's up?
Polly, if you're still here, can I have one?
Yeah. Why do you think I put them here? I have a bag of Jolly Ranchers. I don't know why, but Jolly Ranchers, the
Which
candy...
one's your favorite?
Dude, I don't know. Honestly, they're all so flavorful. Like, They all hit really good.
Uncle Diesel, what's up, my brother?
I think he was the first one waiting for... there's a shop.
Yeah,
You have your computer?
No, but I can do it on my phone. I'll take care of you, Polly.
But yeah, I was kind of in the middle of explaining like, you know, how we're trying to design our own 100% custom from the ground up like unit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the flavor hits you, right? It's Jolly Ranchers. It's super flavorful. Yes, I want a changeable system, unhinged miner. Hey, George and JD, looking good as always, no homo.
Thank you, man.
You mean full homo. It's okay. What's it called? Yeah, so basically there's this problem on the internet, right? We don't need to go too much into it, but basically we want to make our own units, and now it's just literally the perfect time because there's a storm brewing of shit online of stuff, which is what I said in the beginning of the stream. I'm sure you guys saw on our X, I posted a little email we got. And now is just like the perfect time to launch our own hardware. Like I said, the B30 is in collaboration with Hammer and Volt kind of, but this would be a 100% our own from the ground up unit with our own firmware. This is like just a completely closed system. I don't know if we've decided if we would open source the firmware or not. I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Like,
for now.
Yeah, like to me, I don't care if something's open source or closed source. I actually kind of prefer closed source, and the only reason I'm going to say this is because if you order this unit from somewhere, there's no way to know if it has like a non-malicious version of AXOS or NerdOS running on it. At least with the closed source version, and the problem is, then you don't know who to blame. Who put the bad thing on it? If we have our own hardware, with our own firmware that works on it, you know who to blame. It's me and George. So it's very easy to hold someone accountable for the problem. That's kind of why I like the closed source, because if there's a problem, you know to bug me and I'll fix it. But yeah, this is kind of like, in my mind, what the first version would look like, a video card. And there's a lot of reasons why I kind of picked a video card, and I think George kind of likes the video card too. A couple, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, we kind of posted like a modular miner. And I think for our first version, it's going to be this form factor. And it's kind of obvious why, because this is a Nerd QX++. There's 4 chips in here, but we're going to put 6 chips. And it just perfectly is kind of like the same size. So we kind of have a good starting point of like, you know, this is enough to dissipate the heat on 4 chips, but we're going to try and up it to 6 chips per heatsink. And we would leave it on the back, so I know you guys like to take off these heat sinks and put water coolers and change the heat sinks to thermal rights, whatever. Maybe it would come with thermal rights, I'm not exactly sure. But the whole point is so you could like change the heat sinks on it to water coolers or whatever you want. It would have just a normal LGA 1200 or 1700 mounting system. Potentially a screen. I'm not sure where we would put the screen, honestly. But the whole reason is so you could put it in a computer case. Or on a GPU rack. Like the GPU mining rigs that used to exist, well, they still exist, but like this would basically be an ASIC Bitcoin mining card or a Dogecoin mining card or a Blake card.
I was gonna say.
Because there's a lot of people asking us about the Blake units. So I do feel like we might make a Blake unit just because like there's a lot of demand right now for Blake units.
What do you guys think about it? I was gonna share about it. Well,
for Blake?
Yeah. Before I jump into that.
I mean, there's a huge
demand.
concern. No.
There's a demand for it, but there's a huge concern.
No, but there's a huge pro and con.
Yeah, of course. It will wreck all the current.
Yeah. So like, there's like, I don't want to go too much into detail, but there's the new like, there's people who want to change the algorithm to Bitcoin from SHA-256 to Blake.
Yeah.
And the only way this works is if you kind of get enough people with enough hash power to do it. The con to this is humongous con. All the miners that exist on SHA-256 wouldn't be able to mine Bitcoin anymore. So that includes the B30.
I know.
That hasn't even launched.
I know.
Everything would get cooked. Can they exist side by side? I have no idea. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking for Blake units.
Yeah.
So maybe we should make a Blake home miner. But I don't know how that thing would sell. Like it doesn't earn anything until the Bitcoin thing switches over, if it ever does. Like I have no idea how it would work.
I mean, there's definitely a community for it. I see a lot of people talking about it.
There is a big community for it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I think a couple of weeks ago I asked if you guys wanted like XMR home miners or ETC home miners and Caspa home miners. So, you know. But anyways, back to the video card. The whole point of the video card form factor is it's perfect. It's perfectly designed, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel here. We would keep the GPU like bracket so it could fit in a computer case. We would just end up putting the XT90, which is a bigger version of the XT60 and an Ethernet port, and potentially a screen somewhere. I don't know where we would put the screen, just because if you...
Well, Magic has a screen over here.
No. It's in the back.
Top.
It's in the back. No. I mean, it's like here.
Yeah, on top,
and that's what I was gonna say. Like, if we put a screen, it would probably have to be on the top of the video card, because when you put it in a case, you would see it through the side window. And if you have it in a GPU rig, you'd be able to see the IP address from the top. So in my mind, that's the only place you could put the screen right now. And yeah, the whole kind of concept is the first version we launched, because it would be our first ever piece of hardware designed from the ground up. It wouldn't be like set up in the modular way. Like it would have like an ESP32 of its own, so it could do the calculations and it won't need something else. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
In the future, though, if our GPU style ASIC stuff really works and a lot of people like it because it's very scalable, the idea is remove the brain from the unit and make like a little motherboard that has like a Raspberry Pi, and somehow they all connect into these hash cards, let's say. And that should allow us to bring down the cost of the hash card, because you buy the brain once and then you could connect like a bunch of these hash cards
Into one brain.
into one brain. So it's like we're thinking about the future of scalable, because a problem with every single bidax and every single NerdQX and octax is you're rebuying a brain every single time. Like you're rebuying a lot of the same components that you don't need all over again.
Yeah.
And that's
The brain would
Yeah.
have HDMI out
Yeah.
P3 bus.
yeah, because I was thinking we put a Raspberry Pi as the brain,
Correct.
and we let it be upgradable. So if you don't like the Raspberry Pi that it comes with, you just buy another one, drop it in, and then you have a more powerful Raspberry Pi. The brain would run nodes, so if you want like a Bitcoin node or a Dogecoin node or whatever node you need, that's kind of the concept too. And yeah, just keep like the replaceable coolers, so you guys could swap out the coolers. Like this video card, for example, it has like a proprietary cooler that like you'll never really,
Yeah.
you know, it's not exactly what we want, but it's kind of the same form factor, and the thickness will kind of be exactly the same too.
Yeah.
So I really think this kind of GPU style, because a lot of people end up putting these on shelves and stacking them. Why not just make them so you could slot them into the GPU rig and just start mining ASICs? Like Bitcoin, I mean.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I didn't want to interrupt JD.
I was on a little spree. I need my beer.
I wanted to. I know some of you guys have joined Chris Miller, Mike Mickelson, Paulie Poker. I'm glad I got your thing handled, though I will still investigate with their support to find out why you never answered.
Techman saying the Sia box is mine, Blake. Yeah. Chris Miller saying Monero.
Scorpion Kingdom. I guess you saw the end of what JD was sharing, but we can sum it up right now. Black Crow. Uncle Diesel, thank you for the support for watching us from work. But essentially, Scorpion Kingdom, what we were sharing here is that we are looking to build a ASIC miner in this style of a graphic card. The first version that we are currently designing is going to be like its own thing.
Like a complete unit.
Yeah, a complete unit, its own thing. Very similar to the Magic Miner. But the end goal is to be able to have multiple of these connected to one brain. So the first version that will have its own brain. But the idea is to then eventually build separate graphic cards. They're not graphic cards, just to be clear. ASIC miners connected to a single brain inside of a computer case. And each of those cards would allow you to mine different coins. One card could be on Bitcoin, on SHA-256, the other could be on Script, and the third one could be on Blake. So essentially the idea is very similar to what
The Byte.
Goldshell Byte did.
Would you use the PCI lanes?
Yeah.
Okay, I could say no.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to use those. We wouldn't need to. We would have some other mechanism to communicate to the brain.
Yeah.
The only reason I say, like, anyways, we're not at the engineering, like we're not done engineering, but like if we were to use the PCI lanes, it would be to transfer the data from the chips to the brain. It wouldn't be for power. The power would be, I still think, an XT90, or if we have enough people who want these style, like the 8 pins on the side.
Yeah.
If you, like, that's kind of where we're at. If you want 8-pin style connectors, like a normal computer power supply, we could put that. I was thinking we put the XT90, so if people buy it meanwhile, you could connect it externally. But anyways, there's little details to be worked out still. GPU form factor is clever coolant since it's on the unit. Yeah, that's
Correct.
kind of the point.
Yeah. So
What's up, Bobby? I know you're in.
Bobby was big.
There's actually a very, I'm not going to talk about it too much. There's a very good helium hip that just came out. Not that I care, but
Yeah.
Making Bank was posting about like, oh, they're trying to give more money to deployers. Perfect. How about a standard PC as the brain and have, yeah, so I've thought about all this. In theory, if everything goes according to plan, you could buy a brain motherboard with like a Raspberry Pi or something that controls it. But my other option would be we would have maybe a piece of software that you could run on a normal computer that would talk to the card. So you wouldn't need to buy exactly the brain, but you would still be limited to your PCI slots. The brain kind of unlocks it so you could have way more slots, I think. But yeah.
Uncle Diesel, you can share it privately.
Emodius, are you guys going for some kind of motherboard so maybe we could use it in an old Octominer cage? Or yeah. So the idea is to build a standard like ATX or ITX size motherboard. Like the whole idea is we're going to build the brain in a standard size motherboard that could fit in a normal computer case, which would inherently fit into a normal GPU rig. So people who have these thins lying around, computer cases, GPU rigs, random maybe computer power supplies, you in theory would be able to reuse all that stuff to power the new ASICs. It's kind of like there's nothing wrong with the GPU rigs, and George really likes the RGB cases. Dude, every time I see this name SJ, I think of marijuana.
Well,
every single time I see this.
He is from the Netherlands, so
Yeah, but yes, I know it exists for being a brain, but it just, what I mean by like this piece of hardware would be dumb. Like it wouldn't be capable of hashing without some sort of brain to control it, and whatever that software is called that like combines all the hash rate together does not replace the firmware that would be on this card. So that's kind of like the difference here.
correct, Scorpion. In theory, you could put it on. Yeah, JD, keep smoking. But in theory, you could put it in a rack server case.
Yeah, you could put it in a server, you could put it in the GPU rig, you could put it in a normal computer case.
I feel like generally speaking, people.
I feel like someone who has a gaming computer might just buy one of these, slot it in.
Yeah.
Why
Why not? Actually.
Yeah, why not?
Why
Like,
not?
And the thing is, if we put down my beer, if we put the power connector on the outside here, that means if your computer power supply can't support enough power to run it, you could have an external meanwhile run it while it's in your computer or something. We'll figure it out.
So there's two things that we're trying to solve here.
I need a candy.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. There's two
Well,
things.
there's a bag of them.
Yeah. There's two things that we're trying to solve here because yes, the whole idea, like generally speaking, came from the gold shell byte in a sense where about a year ago, has it been a year? I feel like it's been. Anyhow, when gold shell first
Probably
launched,
a year.
was it a year?
Probably a year. Like we started selling ASICs like last year around this time, I feel like.
And
Kind of.
it was mining disrupt 2024 or 2025. I can't remember. Anyhow, with that being said, when I was first presented the gold shell byte on mining disrupt in Florida, I was very much impressed. Now let's all agree that gold shell is great at coming out with new ideas, which eventually, when it succeed on their end, while these other big manufacturers take that same idea and then they replicate it, but with better quality. Unfortunately, it hasn't
Hold
been.
on. Baz is saying we lost audio.
Did we?
Is he trolling us? Is your thing
It's
good?
on. It's on, but we can check here.
Wait.
I can see audio.
Okay. Baz, you got some explaining to do.
Do you guys still hear us? Where's the
there's a chat.
Yeah, there you go.
I can still hear
Okay,
that.
okay.
Okay, Baz trolled us all. It's cool.
He accidentally pressed on the mute button.
Yeah. it
But anyhow,
happens.
with that being said, okay, now you can, yeah.
His headphones died.
Yeah. So with that being said, we really like the idea, and we launched a gold shell byte on Helium Deploy's website, and sales were coming in. We really liked the idea, and they were selling like hotcakes. If anything, guys, the truth is dollar per terahash.
Shit, making banks in here.
Yeah,
I was just
making
talking
banks
about
here.
you and your helium hill.
Yeah, you missed out just a few minutes ago. But like dollar per terahash, even though it wasn't much terahash because it was script and other different algorithm, it wasn't interesting, but it was appealing because it was an entry point miner, and also it allowed you to mine
Multi-mine.
multi-mine.
Like different algorithms.
But if there's one thing I can tell you guys, like given that I was head of support at the time at the Helium, the amount of support tickets that we were getting for those units was absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Always dead power supplies.
Always that power supplies. The defects on these products were unreal, which is why Gold Shell didn't even push that product as much as we did, ironically. And I'm surprised that no other manufacturer followed. Obviously, I wasn't expecting Canaan to follow, given that their focus is Bitcoin. But I was expecting maybe someone like ICER would have followed, but nobody did. So it's something that's always been on my mind. Obviously, JD and myself are not engineers, as much as we were able to bring ideas to the table, but it's not something that JD or myself would have been able to design, especially given at the time AI was not as advanced as it is today. But following the design of the BSB B30, and we sat down with Hammer's team, and which they shared our insights with also Volk. They shared, as we were working on the BSB B30, that it was very feasible to build a single unit with multi-mining. Well, like two different hash boards. One will mine script and the other one would mine Bitcoin. So we're happy to hear that it was feasible and not as difficult as we thought it would have been. So it is a project that we're still working on and that we're still very much considering. As a matter of fact, if I can give you quick updates on the BSB B30, I know we're no longer in China. We don't have the prototype on hand. They did receive the second prototype. And so far, the results that they've gotten, I don't know if JD has shared.
I shared it in Discord.
Okay. And?
And it's doing 430 watts
Correct.
at 30 terahash,
Yeah.
but at 220 volts.
Yeah, 220 volts, not on...
So what's it going to be in American power?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'm just sharing. Yo,
So-
wait, let me answer. Scorpion Kingdom, will the motherboard support different algorithms? The whole point of the motherboard is it's just like a brain. If you buy a hash card that supports Bitcoin, it will mine Bitcoin, or SHA-256. If you buy a hash card that supports script, it would mine script. If you buy a hash card that supports Monero, it would mine Monero. So the brain is kind of adaptable to any kind of coin you want, if that makes sense.
So the whole idea started with that. And so we got the results back on the BSB B30, which I'm pretty pleased with so far. And the shipping delays are still very much respected. But with that being said, following the BSB B30, we're still moving forward with the BSB hybrid miner, which will be similar. Like from our form factor, it'll look identical to the BSB B30. The only difference is that internally it'll have one hash board for script mining and the other hash board for SHA-256. But as we were, JD and I love to brainstorm and bring new ideas to the life. And it's been a while that JD has been sharing with me this idea about building a miner, but in a form factor of a build computer. A custom built computer. So I'm like, well, you know what? Like, it's great that we're taking this approach with the BSB. We still haven't given a name for the hybrid miner. Is it something that we'd be able to do with this new approach that JD presented me? And the reality is it's even more feasible. So the idea behind that is not only to bring the dollar per terahash way down. That's the whole idea. And again, to be fair, we still haven't validated anything. We're still very much like we just, as we speak, last night, very early this morning, about 3 in the morning, I was talking to this PCB factory that JD probably mentioned earlier.
I didn't mention names, but
Okay, whatever.
anyways, PCB factories, like factories that will design boards for us and stuff.
Yeah, and completely unrelated to ASICs. So
Yeah, they have zero. They're not a mining company. They're completely disassociated.
right. So
The BSB 5050. Man, that's a good name.
So we just, as of this morning, pulled the trigger on moving forward with the first prototype of this idea to bring it to life. And no, it won't be on the BM1373. I'm sure you've shared that already.
No, I didn't even.
Okay.
I didn't even say how many chips would be on it yet.
So we're starting with the BM1370 to begin with. And the first version of that model will be a complete unit. So it won't be related to the motherboard that we're referring to right now. It'll be a complete unit to first see how it'll look like and how it'll perform and how much it'll bring down the dollar per terahash if the whole thing makes sense. So the first prototype is expected from,
31 days.
Yeah, in 4 weeks from now, which is very exciting. And from there, once we have the results, then we'll be able to take the next steps on the cards itself without having the brain and designing the motherboard separately so we can connect different cards to that motherboard. So that's pretty much where we stand today, which is the reason why JD and myself have been very eager to return to China, to tell you the truth. I know we originally planned to go back in October, but with the way that things are moving right now, again, I feel
We
like
might have to go back sooner.
much sooner, and I do really feel a difference, being here and being there. Like I feel like when we were there, we were progressing much quicker. The only good side that once I came back here, it's allowed me to take a step back and help HG from an operational side. So that's the good news. But I am looking forward. What I find the most exciting over operations, obviously, is to
Make hardware.
and build new stuff for you guys.
And so there are some questions.
Yeah.
Scorpion is saying, glad that it's confirmed that it's up to the software. So you're still going to need to buy, like, there's going to be cards for different algorithms. This will be a SHA-256. There'll be a Blake card, let's say, a script card, a Monero card, a Ethereum Classic card. Depending on which card you have, the brain will be able to configure it and send it to a pool. So that's kind of the concept here. One brain to control all the units. But the first Bitcoin unit will have a brain built into it just to make it easier on ourselves. We want to see if people are going to, we're not exactly sure how people are going to use these. Are they going to put them in their computer cases? Are they going to put them on GPU rigs? I'm not sure how people will receive this type of stuff. So firmware-wise, just to let you guys know, since this is a completely new product from the ground up, we're going to have to, like, I've already started working on the firmware for it, but you wouldn't be able to put XOS or NerdOS or anything based off of ESP miner on it. It wouldn't be compatible. It's new.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, how unfortunate.
Yeah.
If someone wants to reverse engineer it and put it on it, good. But we're not spending.
Chris Miller, you've got a very good point.
So
we forgot to mention that very good point.
So that's another thing.
Hold on, before we go. Everyone smash the like button for Chris Miller because he brought in a very good point. Everyone smash the like button.
Yeah. So let me explain Chris Miller's question here.
Yeah.
He's jumping the line.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of questions before him, but because we have to make the firmware or whatever, it's going to be custom. From now, I think it's going to be closed source, just so you could hold us accountable if there's something wrong, or if you guys think it's a virus or something, you know who to blame. It's me and, like, it's us, right? Obviously that won't be in there, but I'm just saying. So we want to hold control of the ecosystem. It's kind of like the Apple experience. If you buy an iPhone, it just works. You just know to blame Apple if something's wrong, right? Now, Chris Miller's question about the AI rigs, that's already something that I mentioned to George and the rest of the guys. my vision would be the motherboard that gets installed, there could be AI cards that get slotted into it. Honestly, an AI card is kind of what I'm almost holding in my hand right now. It's like just a graphics card. But yes, in the future, the idea would be if you buy the motherboard or you have like the control software or something that runs our ecosystem, if you plug in a GPU that has, or a hash card that has, you know, an NVIDIA something on it, it would be able to do AI workloads and you would get paid like that. So it's already something we've discussed. It's already something I've thought about. When will the AI chips come out for this? I have no idea, but it's already been, like, it's already cooked into the idea that it would be crypto and AI.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to buy AI cards that slot right in. Or maybe you have a 5090 already or 4090, whatever. I could probably make it so if you plug that in, it starts to earn money somehow like that. So anyways, let me answer some other questions. How will the voltage be controlled between different type of cards? My concept is the card is dumb. It has all the voltage regulators and stuff on the card. It just doesn't have the brain. So if there's a new ASIC silicon that comes out in the future, all the cards would be designed so they're dumb but have the voltage like system built into it. So all we need to do is, all we would have are some data lines that connect to the brain, and the brain would tell it, oh, run at this frequency, blah, 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 or turn on certain chips, and it's built to be scalable. So hopefully that could answer that. I'm not going to go into all the details. I give it 2 years and still we see a computer-style miner with an air purifier in it. Okay, we don't need to take shots at everyone here. It's a closed source air purifier.
I've got actually the greatest miner over here, guys.
Wow, yeah, this is a secret unit we didn't want to
60
show.
terahash. I didn't want to disclose it. So the bottom of the barrel over here.
It's a Uline unit, by the way, Uline branded.
Yeah. This one, how much is it? 40 terahash?
You just said 60.
60, all right, it's 60 terahash. You guys don't see it here, but like everything's packed over here. And
it's a garbage can at the same time.
At the same time, guys, like.
It's kind of like the air purifier.
Yeah.
It's like, it's pointless. Anyways, I don't know when that's going to get released, but wait.
And the can 60.
The can say, yeah. So Scorpion saying, and the good thing is that each card can have a different chips. I like it. Yeah, that's the whole point, to make a whole like multi-chip kind of ecosystem of these cards. And you know, the form factor of these cards are so critical because let's be realistic. Servers are not going anywhere anytime soon. Computer cases are not going anywhere. This is like the ideal form factor to make for scalability versus a desk of NerdQ axis or bit axis or oct axis or whatever. It just makes sense to go this form factor. Like this form factor is just going to scale better than the other stuff.
I mean, it's been proven.
Yeah, like GPUs have existed in this kind of form factor, smaller. But you know, like over the years, they've got really big, really quick, the GPUs. But I don't think this will go out of, I don't want to say style, but like servers are going to continue to use video cards from NVIDIA like this. This is going to be so future-proof. We love the multi-purpose miners. Yeah, I do too. The garbage can,
Yeah.
it's really good. The industry has been working out the cooling
For decades.
in that form factor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's the best part. It's like we don't even need to try and reinvent the wheel. Like all these server companies have already figured out how to cool these things efficiently. Like why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? We don't even need to. Like it's
true.
It's such like a no-brainer. Like it's already been solved. It's like
I remember like a few days ago when JD brought it at the office and he just had it there sitting on the table and he's like, well, that's exactly what I had in mind. And I'm like,
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
were we trying to reinvent the wheel the whole time?
Yeah, it's like trying to design a car with 5 wheels for no like why would we waste our time? Like this form factor that existed in the past of like a bidax and an QX and an octax. Yeah, like I don't know why exactly it got chosen to this form factor, but like when you actually think about it, the GPU style form factor, I think is just a no-brainer. Like
So would you do it like that as well?
what performance mode?
Overclocking.
Like we could put a little switch on it. But yeah, I mean, unless anybody has any complaints about the GPU style, you could let me know in the chat. I listen to all the comments. So if you think it sucks, tell me. If you think it's good, tell me. It will really help decide what we do. But like I said, I do think most of you will be happy because you could change the coolers, you could put it into existing cases. The power connector is still up for debate, 8 pins versus XC90s, but...
Chris Miller, you bring in a fair point, though I want to touch base on K3 Baz's and Scorpion's concern about the noise.
The noise
Yeah.
of this?
Because they're like just not too loud, otherwise the wife, well, obviously the wife. Well, you're gonna have to choose your battles, K3 Baz.
I feel like the first version, I don't have it on hand, but we might just put the Thermalright coolers that are very quiet.
Yeah.
They're not noisy. Like the hammer units come with the Thermalright coolers.
Mm-hmm.
They're very quiet. So and also, I think the first card will have 18 chips. There'll be basically 6 chips per heatsink. And I'm thinking we will run it at 1 terahash or 1.2 terahash per chip. So not to go crazy overclocking because we know how it becomes inefficient.
Yeah.
So that should reduce the heat. It should let these coolers work no problem. Yeah. Let's do Chris Miller. Can you source GPUs more competitive in China? GPUs are impossible to get. We can't source cheaper GPUs.
Even though like we've seen them.
I know what we could do in China though.
Yeah.
We do have a China tactic that we can do. We could get a GPU and get it like illegally upgraded to more VRAM.
So
it's
we've seen them in especially in Wanshan. And first of all, I don't know if they're legal.
No, like there's a limit. You're not allowed like 4090s and up.
Yeah, exactly, but yet we still saw them.
Yeah, because they still get brought in.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It does, nothing stops China from importing these. It's just like US trying to stop. But
That's one thing, and another thing which I'm sure you're aware as well. But speaking of prices, exactly. That's well said, Chris. There are knockoffs of the 4090s and of all the NVIDIA graphic cards, there are knockoffs like 1 for 1. You can't even tell. You can't even tell the difference between the real one and the fake one. Like literally 1 for 1. And some people buy them thinking they're real, and they just think that they got a steal deal on their graphic card. But a lot of people are fully aware that they're buying the knockoff version for much cheaper. But again, they literally look exactly the same, 1 for 1.
I want to do Make It Bank though, because he's been a long time member.
Yeah.
So add power and run a card multiple simultaneously, or would you have to choose? Like our first batch of cards, I assume they will come with the power supply, but I'm not sure. But you could run as many as you want if you have the power to support it. That's why I was thinking of making an external power connector, so you could just connect it to an external power supply. But that's kind of the concept. Like, I guess we could have an internal one too, but I do think most people would just use an external, like a Meanwell or something. But it's definitely something we need to hear from the community, because it's not set in stone. I don't know if we want people to use Meanwells or just a regular power supply. We could do both. It's just I need to know before we start getting too far into the engineering. D. Thomas is saying it'd be nice to get a PSU design so auto gets power from the solar setup. I mean, there's charge controllers that could kind of do that already, but I don't think we would ever sell stuff like that. Like that stuff already exists from Victron. It's a company that makes them. They're the blue stuff. Jaybert's saying too much work for me to buy into a GPU mining form factor. I don't mind a desk full of desktop miners. So the thing is, this GPU could just sit on your desk. It doesn't even need to be in a case. Like it could just, it just inherently, I can't do it on my wrist, but like it would just like stand like this, right? And then you would just have an XT90 to a meanwhile. So it could sit on your desk. It doesn't actually have to be in a case. It's just, it has the ability to go into a case and a server rack and a GPU rig and on your desk. There's nothing different really than this. Other than this is limited as, like a Nerd QX is super limited. It can't go in a computer case. But yes, like the intention is if you want to put them on your desk, you can. There's no problem with that.
JD won't call the police on you.
I'm not even at that comment. The wife acceptance factor. You know, if you want wife acceptance, you get the Bitcoin. What's it called? The hot water tank. You just say your hot water tank broke, and then we need a new one, and you buy a Bitcoin one.
What happened to the one with the pool?
There's pool ones, like to heat your pool.
Yeah.
Those exist. If you have like a hot tub and stuff, you can convince your wife to buy the Bitcoin miner to heat the hot tub. We don't sell that, but could you save time by Okay, so this is a good question, Scorpion. Can you save time by modding the Magic Miner BG02 into your motherboard design and work with the PCI connectors?
I thought about it.
So the whole thing is though, we want to make our own miner from scratch. We don't want to use an existing company. That's pretty much it. Like we want to go through the flow of literally designing a unit from scratch. We don't want to take a shortcut and use that. And honestly, the BG02, you cannot replace the heat sinks, and it's like it's kind of like this ASIC video card. It's locked down, right? You'd have to buy a very specific water block for an ASIC video card if they even make one for this. At least with our version, it will be very modular, so normal coolers could be placed on it. Like, there's a lot of reasons not to go with the Magic Miner route. Will you use coolant paste or sheets over the chips? I have no idea right now. Probably paste, but if you get, like, I don't know. If enough people want sheets, we could do that. They make GPU stands. Yeah, you don't even need a GPU stand for this, but we could include a little 3D printed thing to hold it on the desk so it doesn't like tip as easy.
Before I jump into your question, reviewing the new Block Pro saying, I like the idea of this, but server rack style could be cool. I'm thinking of a byte, but better. I agree.
The idea would be to make it so you could mount it in a server rack also. Like when you mean server rack, I assume you mean like your network switches and like NVRs and UPS batteries and stuff like that. If that's what you mean, it's already a thought in my head to make it so it's rack mountable into a rack. The whole idea is to make it so it fits into like infrastructure you guys already have. Computer cases, server racks, server cases. And then for people who don't have that stuff, it would just sit on the desk.
So reviewing, and sorry if you guys hear me sucking on that candy, which I'm biting on right now, but to your question, reviewing the new, how loud is the Tor P2 versus the Tor X1? Because the X1 is loud as shit. Sorry if I swore. But
P2 is very quiet though.
So here's the thing. From what I recall, and I might be wrong, don't quote me on this, reviewing the new, I believe that's the one that we said that was the lowest at 30 decibel.
The P2?
Was it the P2? I remember.
Yeah, like you literally couldn't even hear it.
There was one I remember we were testing and we looked at it, we were like, how?
Yeah. That's the one with the Ethernet port at the bottom. That
So,
we asked
so I
you.
think it was the P2. If I'm not mistaken, the P2 was delivering like 30 decibels. But to validate, you can go watch our video.
Yeah, we
it's
have
on-
a video on this channel.
Yeah, you can go watch our video on our YouTube channel. You'll find a P2 video where we always test like the power consumption from the wall, how loud the miner is. I'm pretty sure, if my memory, I might be wrong, that it was 30 decibels. But generally speaking, Hammer, when they built the units to make sure that it doesn't go over 50 decibels.
So Blood is saying in a U3 rack, but yeah, exactly. Make It Bank saying, so when do you anticipate the first batch run? Any ideas on pricing? What do you hope for? Dude, that's really hard, but like, we're supposed to get our first sample in 31 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting after we test it, it's going to need a second revision, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going to need to be changed. How long will that second revision take? I'm not sure, but I'm expecting Q4. Like, I'm expecting sometime Q4. I don't think it would be like, I hope it wouldn't be like end of December. That'd be too long. It's very hard to put a date. But
Sorry, thank you.
we're not going to be like these deep in projects that promise a date and then delay it. I actually don't know the date. That's why I'm going to just say a conservative Q4. Like, there's no way it would be longer than Q4.
No.
Like, what a failure on our part if it takes
Yeah.
longer than that.
No.
There's no way.
No.
Realistically, like, the factory's got to build it for us, ship, like, or if we're in China, I'll take it and I'll build the firmware really quick for it so we could test it, make sure it works. But every factory and manufacturer that we have spoke to have really told us, you're probably going to need a revision or two. Like, let's be honest. We're going to get our sample. We ain't going to ship the sample to consumers. We want to make sure they're not going to fail. Because, just so you guys know, if the cards fail, we have nobody to go complain to. Like, it's our own fault. So, yeah. Scorpion Kingdom saying the card needs space between them for cooling factor. RPM put lots of BG02s quite close when putting them in the server case. Can learn from that. Yeah, exactly. If you buy this, I don't I don't expect you guys to put them right on top of each other. You at least need to space it out. Like use a little bit of sense here. Like you need to give it some intake for the air, right? Like. It's just like you could shove them side by side. Are they going to work well? Probably not. You're starving it from air intake. But that's kind of the problem with every video card. Like, people who don't know better put them all really up close and then they can't breathe. So, I feel like that one's going to just be a user error at some point. But yeah, server case use different style of cooling. I'm thinking a lot of people in the server case will like this because you just have fans at the front sucking in cool air and then kind of like fans in the middle, and then your GPU in the middle just getting like all the hot air kind of like ripped out of it a little bit. Offset them zigzag? Yeah, I don't know about that. I hope George is filling up with water and not peeling.
Yeah, because they didn't take the
Peeing.
mic off. So it did sound like that.
I don't think we've ever accidentally peed with our mics on.
Have you ever seen the one, like it was a court case? Did you ever saw, I don't know if any of you guys ever see this. Like it was a court case and one of the judge forgot
The microphone?
the microphone on, and like he really had to run to the bathroom, and he was just like absolutely destroying the bathroom, but he left the mic on.
Well, I know better. I always take the mic off before I leave the room just in case. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with the new hardware.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point is to, like, I know we started by just customizing a little bit some units, and then we upgraded to kind of like working on a BS30, but the end goal is really to make your own units. And the end goal, I guess, would be eventually make your own chip.
Yeah,
right?
that's- yeah,
Like I'm just
yeah.
saying, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
The endless of the goals would be, if we ever get to that point, can we make our own chips? That would be very amazing.
Dude, if we get to that point, dude, the
Yeah.
giveaway won't even be. It won't even be a
the
minor.
giveaway is gonna be
Be
you're
a
getting
car.
a Ferrari.
It would be a car, dude.
Yeah.
If we reach that point, the giveaway will be a car,
Yeah.
and I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Mark my word. Remember this date, this video. We're what? Everything's in Chinese now. August.
All my computers in Chinese. I can't even tell the date. I think it's the 21st.
August 21st. If we reach that point, and again, I'm going to be optimist. I'm a dreamer. Sorry about that.
Because there's nothing beyond, like the end goal for
Yeah.
BSB is, there is nothing beyond making your own silicon chips. Like I guess it would be like you become the factory that makes the silicon chip, but that's like stupid. Like we would never do that.
Yeah. So if we reach that point, which is feasible,
Yeah,
which is feasible.
It depends. If people like our products and we have just the funds to kind of start researching how to make our own chips,
Yeah.
we could make our own chips. That would be the best.
I didn't say card. I said a car.
Yeah, like a car you drive.
Literally a car. I'd be giving
Yeah.
away a car if we reach that point.
Because you need tens of millions of dollars up front to start even making these type of chips.
It's a big project. Like
huge project.
yeah. Without mentioning any names, but I know.
No, we can't talk about the names. But I
like-
mentioned we know there's one company.
Yeah, there's one. Well, a lot of companies took this approach, and I don't know how much Ice River moved forward with.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah.
We need the top engineers to be able to make like the best chips.
top tier engineer.
So Yo Mama's Bitcoin wallet, dude, his name kills me every time. Both my hammers keep restarting after a few hours. Why promote shitty products? What's the point? When you mine, it's supposed to stay mine and not restart. Yo, so I'm gonna be honest. This is why I kind of want to make our own stuff, so we have complete control of the firmware.
And take full ownership. For
Yeah, because like we don't have any, we don't have the source code to the hammer stuff, right? They say they fix it all the time for us. Like we ask them, I send them the message, hey, your stuff is broken, fix it, and they make an update. But that's all we could do. So yeah, that's kind of the sucky part of like dealing with a company. Like, yeah.
But to be fair, Yo Mama's Bitcoin wallet, like, I get it.
When I tested it, it worked fine though.
No, yeah, but to be fair, like,
but it was on Hammer OS, not Thor OS at the time.
Exactly.
Maybe Thor OS kind of caused some problems. I'm not sure.
But yeah, to be fair, like I do get it. It sucks. But your concern and the issue that you're experiencing is a firmware issue, and it's easily fixable. I'd rather experience something that is fixable over software than
A hardware issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like hardware, we've experienced it. I can tell you, I've seen a whole bunch of RMAs, and I've seen it far less with Hammer products. And
I don't even think I've seen a Hammer army.
I personally have never seen.
I've seen a lot, like not to shit on them, but like I've
on
seen
the open
a lot
source
of,
product, I've seen a lot of RMAs,
Yeah.
like on the physical hardware. On Hammer, like we've seen the products
like the
ourselves.
5.1s, for example. This is a 6.1,
Yeah.
but the 5.1s would die all the time. The octaxes would die all the time. It's always the same failures. The voltage regulators.
And seriously, like I'm really not trying to shill a Hammer at all. Like we've seen, we've worked with.
Dude, I know Hammer's firmware is kind of
Yeah, the
iffy.
firmware, I'm with you 100%. I'm gonna say your name again because I love
Trust
it.
me, I give them shit all the time. I'm like, dude,
Your
the
Mama's
firmware-
Bitcoin wallet. If I'm not mistaken, Your Mama's Bitcoin wallet. if I'm not mistaken, I believe you had reached out to HD support because I believe one of their reps reached out to me so I can contact their support. If I'm not mistaken, it might be you. But like the good thing is that most of their issues are software related and not hardware related. And I've seen their products in comparison to other manufacturers, they are very well built. And it's the only factory so far that has been pushing back versus the other manufacturers. The other manufacturers I feel are very salesy, versus them, they like to push back to ensure that the quality of their products is great. On the hardware side, I'm with you on the software side. And again, I'm not trying to shill Hammer. If anything, originally, JD and myself, we were not originally the biggest fan of Hammer products.
I hated the DC02, but there was a whole incident why I hated it. But anyways, I know I know Hammer firmware sucks, dude. I don't know what to say, but we give them shit. Trust me. I tell them, I'm like, please fix it. Like, it's the only thing you have to fix is the firmware.
The reason why your unit is still standing tall, fully electric, and you said it yourself, is because you're running it at its
proper clocks.
Exactly.
Scorpion Kingdom. My Octax died, and the fan died on a touch type miner. I don't know what that is, but yeah. You know, I have news about our firmware. You know how I was working on it?
Yeah.
The firmware that I'm working on, by the way, is for the 1370 chips. Mm-hmm. It's super stable. Like, I have no problems with it. K3 Baz actually has ran a very early version of our firmware on a BitAxe for, I want to say, a couple months now. But it seemingly has died.
Just recently?
Yeah, so seemingly has died. So the question is, because he's not at the location where it's at.
I know.
It ran for months, it seems like. Mm-hmm. So the question is, did the firmware mess up? Because he tried to hard reboot it, I guess, remotely. Mm-hmm. Or has the BitAxe itself just died? I don't know.
Okay.
Something has broken. I don't know if I have the firmware up on here, but I was playing with
the early version?
I was playing with the early version of our VSB firmware here. Here, let me put it full screen. And I know if Techman TY is in here, yes, we have quad pools, not dual pools. So you could set up, if you have a Nerd QX or Nerd Octax or any of our products in the future, it's very hard to see because of reflection, but trust me, you would be able to set up, right now it's dual pool mining, but we have slots for 4 pools. You could put 25% into each pool or 10% into each pool. Some charts, I need to fix the layout of the stuff, but you could see here the hardware errors were humongous until I changed the overclock settings, and then it dropped from 7% to 0%. So anyways, this is something I'm just testing inside. It's not actually, you guys can't use this right now, but so I'll share some features. There's a schedule feature, so you could schedule the miner to reduce overclocks at certain hours or turn the display off at certain times. You could pick Monday to Friday or Saturday, whatever. You can enable it. What else did I put in here? Yeah, you could make it stop mining. You could make it turn off the display. You could make it apply overclocks. You could make it change pools at certain hours of the day. I'm sure all these features are going to be stolen after I'm sharing this. That's what happens. But there's automation. So you could connect it to Discord webhooks. That's cool, whatever. NerdOS does that. But something very special is you could connect our miners to Home Assistant. I was showing this to Fully Electric in Discord. So if your miner overheats, for example, and it's in the garage, if your garage door opener is connected to Home Assistant, you could make it open your garage door to let fresh air into your miners. If your miner caught on fire, you can make it turn your sprinklers on. It's Home Assistant. So it's got full integration into Home Assistant. And that's just 2 little features I just want to share, but we have a lot more features. One of them being, I don't even know if I told you this, George, but I don't know if I told you a feature of the miner. Do you know the craziest feature? The craziest feature that's going to be on this miner?
Tell me.
You have no idea what it would be. I don't think anyone could even guess what the feature would be. First of all, there'd be a buzzer for audio. Let's be honest.
That we discussed.
a security feature.
Okay, that we didn't discuss.
I know, but I've already done it on the NerdQ axis. So basically with the firmware that I have already, I'm not going to go into too much detail how it works, but there's a way with the ESP chip to, you could set it up in a way so it like scans the room all the time, and it could kind of like measure when the radio waves are bouncing back in weird times. Anyways, it's a security feature. It could detect when there's people around it.
Okay.
So if you're in the room, it will turn on the display, and when you walk out of the room, it will know you walked out of the room. So it
Okay.
can turn off the display to save energy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And let me just say, if you walk into the room, it could lower its fans so it's quieter. And then when you walk out of the room, it could ramp up its fans so it knows it's noisier. Like you're out of there, who cares how noisy it is?
Yeah.
So on our consumer piece of hardware, there'll be a PRI sensor. If you guys know what that is, it's those little sensors you see in all the rooms.
In the corners.
When you walk into a room, the lights go on. I wanted to add that because not only is it a security feature, so if you're away from home and all of a sudden there's a heat signature detected, you'll be like, wait a second, did someone just break into my house? At least you could get an alert. I know it sounds stupid as hell, but my main reason for it was if you walk into the room, it could like lower the fans so you could like maybe listen or turn the display on. And when you walk out of the room, it will turn the display off to save power. Is it stupid? I don't know. Is it a lot of money to add this sensor into the board? Absolutely not. It's a couple cents. So,
Modi's brought a good point, actually. And I mean, we could discuss that. And actually, there's even more that we can discuss.
Wife comes on, turn on eco mode. That's yes, that's funny. Okay, what did Modius say?
Oh, you can read it.
You talk about the BSB miner, but the Discord name has changed and HD has moved. Can you please explain why? Even if a lot of us understand why HD is moving away from the helium part. Yeah, so let's be honest. I had this brilliant idea that I don't know if it's brilliant. I'm like, it's because we talk with the HD guys all the time.
Okay, here's what it is. Because even I have to share some stuff with you, even though nothing has been concluded, to tell the truth.
But mine and Nation
Even yes, but it is confusing. And actually, I would love to hear.
Wait. Mine and Nation is supposed to be a spot where you could interact with BSB and HD in the same spot. So just consider it, consider it a spot where we both exist. It's because it's confusing because BSB is supposed to be an R&D. BSB is supposed to be an R&D center to make stuff. Helium Deploy is supposed to be the vendor.
Okay, I'll break it down. And again, I haven't discussed with anybody. It's just that it was on my mind today. So essentially, HD really liked the synergy with BSB and vice versa. You know, like we went originally, JD and myself.
We broke away and made BSB.
Yeah, so we broke away. We took the BSB route. Originally, we're two separate entities, but doing the same thing. We were a retailer. We were a retailer, just like HG is. We started our own community. JD and myself are very much more community-driven. We're tech nerds, maybe not as much as some of you guys here, but we are very geeky when it comes to tech stuff. That's what drives us. I shared previously, like I've had retail e-commerce businesses before. Obviously, HG has been the one that I enjoyed the most. Obviously, that's the reason why I'm still very much in that space in crypto. But long story short, we took our own route. We built BSB, community-driven, opened our own retail store. And
dropped the Nexus before everyone.
Yeah, we dropped the Nexus before everyone else.
The first BM 1373. Me and George.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And yet that created some friction between BSB and HG. And again, we're still very much close friends.
You see Miku pop up from Heal and Deploy
Yeah.
in the videos. Like we're like, oh, the HD guy's here.
So BSB, Abel has been my best friends. My best friend since forever. I co-founded HD with him and Emilio, and other guys. So long story short, it was creating some friction between the both of us. So we eventually came to our senses where JD and myself will shut down the retail store and keep our focus on just building, because that's what excites us. To tell you the truth, guys, what excites me on a daily basis is not the retailing as much as like it's exciting, but I've done it and I want to do something new. What I personally enjoy, and I can speak for JD himself as well, is that for me, the retail side is not the most exciting part, but for myself, it's about building a community and a brand, and building stuff, bringing ideas to life. So we came to our senses and agreed that BSB would only be focused on building stuff and bringing new products to the market, which you guys are now seeing happening, while HD will benefit on taking over the retail side while we build stuff. So we're still very much a separate entity. Now, the only thing though is that following our trip to China, which we all went together, because again, HG has been benefiting a lot from BSB and vice versa. BSB has been benefiting a lot of HG, and I know that a lot of you guys are sour with their experience with HG, but we're here to help each other, and BSB wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for HG, and vice versa. HG wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for BSB. So that trip to China was very good, very fruitful, and I'm very grateful for that trip. And I very much like the synergies. Though I've always been, JD himself, JD actually very much, we've very much been protective of keeping BSB separated from HG, in a sense where we don't want HG to influence any of our decisions whenever we build products and bring ideas to life, especially given that we're far more involved. We're the ones who are putting our faces online.
For the BSB stuff.
For the BSB stuff. We're attaching ourselves to the community. So we didn't want to have HG have any influence in our decisions or whatever we're building with BSB. And we didn't also want to be a burden on them and having to influence any of their decision from the marketing side, operation stuff, and all that stuff. Even though we're always coexisting and helping each other, but we don't want to be the ones making that final call for them. Now, following our trip to China, which again I'm sharing, which was very fruitful, and I really like these synergies. Yes, JD and myself stayed longer there because we had more stuff to handle on a BSB side, while on their side, everything was pretty much done, which is the reason why they came back sooner. We sat down actually, was it yesterday? I feel like it was yesterday, right?
I think.
Yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah, so we sat down yesterday, and so the topic of the conversation, which was brought up by Abel, the current CEO of HG, was to potentially bring our synergies back together. Yes, it was a tough pill for JD and myself to swallow originally because...
Oh, it wasn't tough for me. I was like, I'm quitting.
Well...
I was like...
Well, JD jumped to conclusion way too fast. But
I'm very protective of the BSB.
No, but hold on. Okay, let me clarify stuff here. I understand where JD is coming from. Because I am as protective of HG. But the thing is, I've known of BSB. Sorry, but I've known Abel for much longer than JD has, and I know. Abel has a harder time to message stuff, and the way that Abel was messaging, messaging what he was trying to deliver to JD myself was like, let's merge our forces back together and kill BSB. That's the way that it was coming out. Even though I knew that's not what he meant, but that's the way it was coming out. And I was like, no, dude, it's not happening. But JD went straight to jump into conclusion, and he's like, no, I'm quitting. So long story short, we still haven't made a decision. BSB will remain as BSB and the one building products, and HD will remain its own entity. Personally,
They're two separate entities.
yes, but so here's the thing. Personally, I do think that I don't mind merging our synergies back together because I mean we've been with them for over a month.
There's a lot of legal benefits to keep them two separate entities.
Right, but from a marketing standpoint and for the community,
Yes, it sounds like me. I'm like this.
yeah, from a marketing standpoint and for the community, it is in some ways confusing. And what Abel is trying to do is to instead of, and again, that's to benefit both BSB and HG. His idea is that instead of spreading our energies. Not our energies, but our time and finances and energies, we can bring them together to move faster. Because right now is that BSB is spending marketing dollars on one side while HG is spending marketing dollars on one side. And whatever we're spending marketing dollars on BSB is being redirected back to HG, which doesn't make any sense. So Abel's idea, which is not a terrible one, is to bring the two companies together, and at this point, I think it's very obvious and clear that we don't need to have Mike and Abel stepping on our shoes like vice versa, and I truly believe that they would remain two separate entities.
Yeah, this is like
Yeah.
this is a long story.
Yeah,
just
they,
to say I made a-
they would remain two separate entities, but the idea would be to merge the name into potentially BSB. I wouldn't see it.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go the AG route.
I literally picked Mining Nation.
But
Like that's kind of what this question was.
yeah, but that's the thing. So the whole idea behind Mining Nation is not because HD is stepping away from their name. I wish. Trust me, guys.
Trust me. Hill
Trust me,
Deploy is a
guys.
stupid name.
Trust me, guys. I've been a co-founder at HG, and I've been screaming like my lungs out, even when I was there, begging. And for those who don't believe me, you guys could ask hobbyists. I've been dying to change the name from Hill and Deploy to something else for the longest time. I'm sick and tired of that name. So it's not because they're changing their name to Mining Nation. The whole idea behind Mining Nation, and I don't think it was clear enough, and I know it led to confusion, is that instead of having BSB and HG have two separate discords, we could have one merged Discord where we can serve the whole community together as one.
But inside, like, Mining Nation is just a name. You could access BSB and HD in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know about this YouTube channel. Like,
So
does this YouTube channel might maybe become Mining Nation? I'm not even sure. But then you would see, I don't exactly
So would
know.
we all change the name? Like the
I have no
truth
idea.
is that ideally would be to have one name, because now we'd have BSB, HD, and Mining Nation,
and my vote would be just use Mining Nation and get rid of like
everything.
fuck it, like everything is like.
But even though
But BSB and like it could exist. It's just all the marketing effort should go towards this Mining Nation thing.
I agree.
Yeah, because it's easier. It's so much easier.
If we could agree to change, their name, because I
hate the name Hill and Deploy.
Yeah.
Just not to make Making Bank upset, but it's tied to Helium, the crypto project, which is not exactly where like we're selling ASICs.
I know it's cute. Everyone likes saying, "Oh, well, I just bought from HD," or "I'm disappointed at HD." I know it's easy. But
I bought from MN.
I'm personally
Hey, Crypto Jar.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
Dude, it's the biggest internal conflict ever.
Yeah,
If you guys need to know anything, the stupid naming thing that goes on internally is just.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get rid of this HD name for so long.
For so long. So,
It's so,
that's where we stand. Yes, the entities might remain separately, and I think they will. As
I think it should for just legal reasons.
Yeah, I agree. The only difference is that I do think that we should combine our names together, and it shouldn't be HD, BSB, and Mining Nation. It's going to be far more confusing for the community.
It's even worse. I don't think it should be.
Exactly.
It should be just BSB or just Heal and Deploy. I think if we just make a new thing, nobody has a problem.
I agree.
HD has too much baggage.
And I agree, K3 Baz. Like I would prefer starting fresh.
Reliable. Yo, by the way, Mining Nation, I don't know exactly where the name came, but I kind of pulled it on my butt. So, in my mind, Mining Nation is a very generic term that kind of lets DPIN exist, AI exist, ASICs exist. It's kind of like it kind of accommodates everyone. Yeah, but let's get back to creating new miners. Yeah, of course. All the internal drama, one simple question.
Yeah.
George is our storyteller.
I am a storyteller. If you guys want to sit down and smoke a cigar and a glass of
And
whiskey,
talk about politics or religion,
yeah, I'm
George.
That's
Me, I'm two words.
And tech, but yeah, mostly politics and religion. If you can offer a case, can it have the wiring for the power and Ethernet cable? I'm sorry, for each card set. Actually, that's something that you.
The first miner we make, like the first GPU we make, should in theory have a power supply with it. It's standalone.
Yeah,
it should.
Yeah.
So it should include the power supply, and like I said, it should hopefully be a very appealing dollar per hash rate, because the only competition it really has, an 18 terahash or 20 terahash device, let's say, is the K-Box, and the K-Box is like 800 US.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
No, it's more.
900.
It was originally $899. Now I believe it's $899, unless if they change it.
But it's gonna have an Ethernet port. But name your company Dirty Diggin'. Oh my god, dude. Okay. You guys are smart. You'll figure it out. Builders need shippers. Shippers need. Yeah.
BSB is a growing name already, while HG name is moving in the other direction. It's clear.
Yeah, in my mind, I think it's clear that HD is like a marketplace, and BSB is like an R&D kind of company. Like we don't, like, just so you know, BSB doesn't actually sell anything, because you saw it's funny because of that legal letter email we got, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if anyone realizes it, but we don't actually sell anything.
Yeah,
We don't sell anything.
Yeah.
There's no money in BSB. Like, BSB doesn't have anything. We just have like a company, like an LLC, let's say, but it doesn't do anything. It just exists. All the other people who sell the BSB stuff are the ones who kind of sell it. We don't sell it, if that makes sense. We just try and build stuff.
Oh, is it $800 now?
Yeah. Anyways, this device, dude, there's no way this thing's gonna cost $800. I'd be very sad if this is $800. I don't think it would. I don't want to say the price of the components exactly, but like in my mind, it can't be $800. We're trying to make good dollar per terahash, not like. That's kind of the whole plan of, like, I don't know if you guys realize, taking a brain and making them dumb hash cards is to save you guys money in the long run and make the dollar per terahash so appealing versus just buying a whole complete miner again. Yeah.
What else do we have here? I saw. Yeah, I'll definitely drink with you, K3 Baz. And Crypto Dry, I don't know if we answer yes, we're back in Canada. For how long? Not too sure. So
yeah, imagine a day
BSB merch, the robes.
Imagine a day we can just slide in a new silicone on those cards in the future. I know that's one thing that.
Yeah, that is something
that
I've
was the original
mentioned.
idea. Yeah.
One thing at a time. Let's just make our own card first.
Let me first go to the washroom. No, I won't bring
Yeah,
them.
okay. Yeah. But yes, so the only reason I've chose to do GPU now is, let's be realistic, we just want to make a product. Just because we don't want to sell, like, not that we sell it, but like we don't want to make stuff that is based on the OSMU stuff, because it's just like it's just a shit show of stupid shit. Like, if that makes sense to you guys. The OSMU stuff is like, there's a person, like a company kind of, who made like the ESP miner that runs the firmware on like this stuff. And it's just the biggest, like, it's just a pointless argument on the internet. And we just want to not be involved in that stuff because it's stupid. That's why we need to make our own hardware, our own firmware. We need to just get away from this stupid stuff. Yeah, but in the future, I would love to somehow figure out how to make modular little chips that you could plug into the boards and stuff. I don't know how we're going to do it. But, you know, that's the difference between people who... There's a lot of people who are very comfortable selling the same thing over and over again, but you need people who are going to, like, push and innovate. And we're literally trying to push and build new stuff. And we're not going to stop at the... We're not going to stop with the Bitmain chips. Like I said, a lot of people have reached out to us about the Blake stuff. We know there's seal chips. Ice Server has custom Bitcoin chips too. Yeah, like there's a lot of different manufacturers that have different silicon that we could turn into miners. We're not limited really by anything. So we just want to, like, I guess the only limiting factor is we have to design something that you guys will buy. Because if you guys don't buy it, then we're just wasting our time and everyone's time. So that's why, like, if you see me in Discord asking for feedback, it's okay. George is gone. Just swear jar doesn't count. No, I lost my train of thought. K3 Baz did this to me. Anyways, we just have to design products that people will want. That's it. That's why I think I was saying, that's why I'm in Discord and on X, and I'm always asking people for their feedback. What do you guys want? Do you guys want Ethernet? Do you guys want fiber? Do you guys want what? Just tell me what you guys want, and we will try and put it into the product. It's a very different approach because a lot of companies, they'll stay quiet and then they'll be like, oh, here's a 8 terahash device. Okay, but nobody had any input on it, and it's kind of weird. At least we have lots of input. Uncle Diesel, JD, I sent you a message on Discord of my idea so you could look at it later when you're free. Yeah, I will do that. I honestly don't know any other company that literally will ask community for ideas, for real. I don't even think any of these companies do that. We sure don't want more combined miners like Humidifier did. Yeah, but that's like, when we visited Magic Miner, it's like you have this horrible concept of a humidifier miner. Just rip off the humidifier and it'll be fine. It's like, imagine if they would have just asked one person in the US, do you want a humidifier miner? I don't think anyone was going to say yes.
Wow.
And it would have just saved them like this whole flop of a production run. Like, it's like the Flu L2. Like, nobody probably wanted a speaker miner. Had you had any communication with anyone in the US or America, you probably would have figured this out real quick and just saved yourself from like selling all this stock at a loss. Bitmain BM1373 is bigger than the 1370. That is wider than the 1368. That is why. Okay, yes. That makes universal printed circuit boards possible. Yeah, I have ideas of how we could potentially do this. I have a couple ideas in my head how we could make a universal kind of like, we just need to connect 4 chips onto a little like, maybe like an M.2 or something tiny. But the problem is then we got to figure out how to deliver a lot of amps into the chip. So it's, you know what, it's an engineering problem for the future, but trust me guys, I'm going to try and figure out how we could do modular like silicon level chips. This is just like, this is a big version of that, but it is my intention to figure out some way where we could have, you could just buy the chips and now you don't need to buy like the voltage regulators and stuff anymore. It's just like a little card that you could slide in somewhere and have like a heatsink on it and it goes. That would be kind of my ideal kind of modular miner. Is Hammer and Volk Miner the same company? Someone's asking that.
Well, okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to.
I know Volk Miner co-founder?
Yeah, I don't know if we're. Well,
they're not the same company.
they're not the same
They're not the
company,
same company.
but
It's just like the kind of like Helium deploying HD. I mean Helium deploying BSV.
no,
Kind of. It's kind of.
not really. But I'm
It's-
not gonna disclose.
They're not the same company.
They're separate companies. I don't
It's
know.
separate legal entities.
Yeah, they're separate legal entities.
There are some people who are
connected.
on kind of like both of the teams though.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't know if I could share more information, but
Well, I'm not going to share anymore, but I didn't sign anything, so I don't know.
but yeah, it's for now. Take it as BSB and AG.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it's really like us kind of. It's just,
As a matter of fact,
I think it's like Helium and the Helium Foundation.
yeah.
like it's, there's just all these legal, like we do the same, it's just like a legal thing.
No, not really. Like Volk Miner and Hammer are more separated than Helium.
You think? Okay.
'Cause
I don't know. I don't know too much about Volk Miner.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say more separated, but anyhow, I
Yeah,
can't.
they're 2 separate companies.
They're
They're actually 2 separate legal entities. So I'm still waiting on HD to build a novelty miner that looks like a Death Star, so I can add it to my star. Yo, a Death Star miner. Dude, a Death Star miner, we're gonna get sued. We're already got our legal letter from whatever BitAxe guys, right?
Exactly.
So,
I didn't say it. Full Electric said it, and yes, that's what it is. Well said,
Yeah.
Full Electric.
yeah, Full Electric did it, not me.
Yeah.
In Hong Kong, it's Miner Hammer have their own website too.
No, that's
Miner
it.
Hammer. Do they actually have a website called Miner Hammer?
No. I think it's they changed the name.
Anyways, there's a
They
very
do- they
obvious trail. When you go on the sites.
They do have a presence in Hong Kong. For those who don't know, a lot of those Chinese companies do have presence in Hong Kong. For
to export.
yeah, exactly. It's much easier to export through Hong Kong than through Shenzhen, but they're not 2 separate entities. I'm referring to Miner Hammer and. But whatever Full Electric said, that's what it is.
But I want to say, SJ, if you have ideas on the power delivery and cooling, let us know. We're dealing with a real engineering firm now that has, they make, just to let you know, they make like aerospace stuff, they make medical devices. So you would imagine companies like this, where literally people's lives are at stake, they probably know what they're doing. So hopefully they could come out with some great solutions for power delivery and cooling. Trust me, my biggest concern, and I mentioned it to these engineers, is we need to make sure these voltage regulators do not cook themselves. We all know the voltage regulators are like the first thing to die on all the open source stuff. I don't want that to happen on our first unit. I don't want anything to break. So. But trust me, I'm paying a lot of attention to make sure those voltage regulators are not running like too high of their rated capacity, or they're too hot, or I'm doing what I can. I'm not an engineer, but I could definitely give them shit to like, yo, this is too hot. We need to cool it. Yeah. I've also honestly thought like, why not? Why not for some reason put the voltage regulators under like a normal full-size heatsink like this? Does it make sense? I don't know, but Scorpion Kingdom, yes, top priority and make it modular so we could place that easily. Yeah. If I had a way to, like, I would love it if we could somehow have, like, you know, it'd be so amazing if we could have, like, replaceable voltage regulators and replaceable little chips. But I don't think we live in a world where this exists yet. Unless someone could prove me wrong. I don't know. Like, I know we have, like, replaceable little EEPROM chips, but, like, I don't think you could cool that type of stuff. Anyways, when you want to end the stream, George? I could blabber all day.
I'm actually talking to Hammer right now.
Hello, George. What am I supposed to be reading here?
It's right here, bro.
What?
He was asking me, well, essentially, he was asking me about the Blake miner.
Hammer?
Yeah.
The Blake miners. I don't want to sell anyone on the Blake miners, but the Blake miners can be... The Blake miners might be like a humongous shift in Bitcoin if for some reason it works.
Actually, yeah, since I have it here, DC02, BC04, and Vault Miner D1 Mini all restarting on its own. Can you please work with them on firmware that stays running, please?
Yo, so I would just want to say, I need to talk to Hammer so I could put our firmware on the BSB unit, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't like all the negative feedback I keep hearing about the Thor firmware and the Hammer firmware. Yeah. And I rather just do it myself and just, like, if you guys tell me something's broken, I could fix it right away, and it's so much easier. It's so funny because, like, China's so good at building hardware and they just are not good at software. Like, I don't know how it's like this. Me, I'll do the software easy, like.
I'm curious to know your mama's Bitcoin wallet. Is your DC02 and BC04, on which firmware is it? And I'm surprised you're experiencing issues with the D1 Mini. I don't remember.
It's pronounced Balak. In what are we talking about here?
Maybe, or he's referring to Blake.
What? There's no way it's called that. It
Maybe.
literally says Blake.
Is that what it is? T-Sentry? Is that what you're referring to?
Shit. I hope not. I hope it's called Blake. I would love if the BSB B30
Same,
BSB
I agree.
last.
Yeah.
I've been working on it a lot recently just because, like, we're going to need it for our new stuff, right? So...
If we would have been in China, we would have the unit on hand. And
if I was in China, I could have been, like, testing it right now. We need to just give them we just need a sample from them and or the schematic a little bit, and then I could build it. But that's it. Oh, so SJ saying you could try modular with the CPU, PGA, or LGA socket. That's actually a smart idea. That's actually a really smart idea. I wonder how much a CPU socket costs. Like, but that's true, because then you could just fit the LGA cooler on it. I'll have to look into it. Actually, that's a very good idea, because you could just make a little PCB that slots into the LGA socket.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but I know which joke you're referring to right now.
they're hilarious, those dudes.
Balak?
Yeah,
I have no
it's
idea.
Atari YouTube. Yeah. I know which video he's referring to.
That's Keenan's. Wait.
Yeah, you know those.
That's a Keenan, like, from Helium?
No. The two light-skinned black dudes.
I have no
Comedians.
idea.
They're just hilarious.
See, now SJ's got me thinking on the socket thing. That's actually Dude, that's actually a really good idea, I think. I'm gonna, you know what, and I'm gonna spend my night looking into this because that actually might be a way to do this. Very smart. Very smart.
Now he's asking me all kinds of.
You missed my joke now.
What is
Our
it?
manufacturer in China likes to say very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah. If you watched our factory tour videos, you'll know who I'm talking about.
What's your thoughts on this full electric? Actually, anyone's thoughts. What's your thoughts on Blake to be? Because now I'm in discussion with Hammer, and to be completely transparent, the person who brought it to my attention was actually Marshall. For those who remember Marshall Long. Well, actually, you guys have seen. He posted about it recently. Very smart. Marshall posted about it on his.
I need to make him a Discord emoji.
Very smart.
Yes.
We need shirts. Very smart
Dude,
shirts.
I think he would kill us if we did
No,
that.
he would.
He wouldn't
love it.
even know.
Yeah, no,
he wouldn't even know.
Very smart shirts. There's so many things that we can make merch on.
I feel like this guy would be a meme, I swear. You know, it's like the little girl who like, there's so many stupid little memes. This very smart is like a meme. It's a meme. But anyways, Blake to me,
yeah.
like, I think it, use an AMD EPIC socket is much bigger and supports a ton more. Dude, you guys are gonna make me go back to the drawing board on the video card now. Like, don't tell me these things now. It's actually such a genius idea though. Like, it's very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah, very smart. I wonder how much power could go to an AMD EPIC socket.
Actually, you know what, Scorpion, I'll take you on that. I will 100% do it.
Visit when you go see him.
Yeah,
Just have a picture of him on your shirt.
I will print
There's
a very
no
smart
way,
shirt
dude.
and I will wear it there.
That's so cringe, dude. He'd be like, "Is this me?"
It wouldn't be him. Like
No, you have to put him. You have to have a picture of him. How much power goes through an AMD EPIC socket? Please, if you guys could tell me, it's. Anyways, there's a lot of pin. Damn, that literally could be the biggest. That could be the biggest breakthrough right now for me. Are you going to make your own chips for different coins to your board? We wouldn't make the silicon chips ourselves, but we could reuse existing chips that exist from different companies. Hobbyist is in here. Look at these two.
Oh, finally,
Where are the
after the
beverages?
whole conversation.
Well, my beer's empty. The problem is they close the tap. So.
Well, quickly, share everything we've discussed today because.
Okay, let me just share quickly for hobbyists.
Yeah.
But basically, our next. Have you shared anything to him?
No, I haven't spoken. It's been a while.
Basically, our 100% ground up BSB unit, 100% from scratch, is going to be in the GPU form factor like this. If you could see, here's like a 4-chip Nerd QX, so you could kind of understand why we want to put 3, kind of. But we would put 6 chips, and we would leave the LGA cooler, so you guys could replace the coolers and put water coolers if you want. It wouldn't be like a GPU heatsink that's kind of like locked down. We would have an XT90 at the rear and Ethernet, or potentially leave like 8 pins for computer power supply hookup. We're not exactly sure on the power yet, but this would be like an 18-chip Bitcoin or SHA-256 card, and we would have a script card and a Monero card and a, I don't know, whatever card, it doesn't matter. But in the second revision, the second revision would be the interesting revision because we would take out the brain. Like, these cards would be dumb. So you would have to get a motherboard maybe that this could plug into, or some way to connect it. Or maybe you could use an existing computer that would communicate to it. Either way, the future version would be, these are dumb hash cards that connect to a central brain. So instead of buying a new miner all the time that has another screen and all these useless duplicate components that you don't need, that just add cost for no reason. We want one central brain, and then you plug in these like dumb hash cards to save money so we could lower the dollar per terahash. That's kind of the concept of the GPU card. So you could slot it into computer case, server case, GPU mining rig. Yeah, and now we were just talking about a GPU miner pulling the Magic Miner. Yeah, it's the Magic Miner kind of. I feel like the Magic Miner kind of tried it, but it didn't really. I don't think it was executed right. They were like kind of there, but I don't think they did it right. And now people were just talking about making the voltage regulators kind of on an LGA socket or AMD EPIC socket, so you could just like, if you blow up your voltage regulators, you just like take out the chips and buy it. Like, yeah. Anyways, it's something I'm gonna have to think about, but. Put in the ASIC chips or voltage regulators on a LGA socket or AMD EPIC socket. So if you blow them up, you could just buy just a little chip to replace it instead of all the voltage regulators and all the other stuff again. Really making me think right now. Maybe that's like a good solution, but I don't know. Anyways, we just want to deliver the cheapest dollar per terahash in the end. Yeah.
Oh, Bitcoin is at 78, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so we want to deliver the cheapest dollar per terahash and also allow...
AMD sockets 400 watts? There's no way, dude. Is it actually 400 watts? Damn, because I'm expecting this to be 300-ish watts. Damn, maybe the CPU socket way is a smarter way. I'm literally going to have to go to the drawing board. You guys are destroying my weekend now.
So yeah, for your dual miner, you're using...
Sorry, I just see them like, I don't know what they're doing. There's just a bunch of like fire and stuff. For your dual miner, you're using D3 or D1 chips from the Volk miner. I don't know what you mean D3, but they would be the same chips from the D1.
Yeah.
I think. There's no reason to change it because that hash card already exists. Volk miner D1 file system 2020. Yeah, what about that?
He's sharing the software.
Blake 2B, I don't see the majority of the network moving to Blake 2B, however, a good percentage. Dude, selling a Blake 2B miner is almost retarded to sell this. Like people are gonna buy it to support the movement, but it might never make anything. Like it just might never work, right? And if for some reason it does work, then we just cooked all the people who bought all that.
Yeah.
Like it's it's such a weird position to have. Like it's a really weird position. Never went to market. They scrapped the unit. Wasn't sure. I mean, I don't know. We would have to ask them about the D3 chips, but I imagine no. But it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, but right now it's the D1. The D1. Take care, Nordic. Thank you so much. Anyhow, we have to sign out soon, but thank you so much for joining in as always, Nordic. And I hope that you're running your BSB BitXs well right now. You jumping on that wannabe blockchain tisk.
Yeah.
I call it the woke coin.
Woke coin. But I mean, dude, I don't know if you guys know, but back before we really got into ASICs, I was a shitcoin master. I would literally be buying all the shitcoins. So if someone wants to mine a shitcoin, the only coins I really like are to mine is Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Everything else I really don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I stayed up late last night. I was, see, that's the thing.
Yeah, I heard you stayed up late. I don't know what you guys did.
Well, I was working, dude. The Chinese manufacturers are on
I hit up the manufacturer last night, and then they're like, We'll get back tomorrow morning. Perfect. Bed.
But see, that I can't. For me, it's like I have to follow up, and by the time they reply to, like, let's say I message them at 2 a.m.
It's also the weekend. Like, I didn't expect them to reply on the weekend, but
Well, now it's the weekend for them.
dude, now it's Saturday, 6
Yeah.
in the morning
Yeah.
or 7 in the
Yeah.
morning. I have a gold cell SIA miners, so I would not need to buy anything. Why not? Free money. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think if we could pull off the modular miner,
Thank
that
you,
would-
Uncle Diesel.
That would really let us maybe be able to make an XMR miner that like, I don't think the XMR people will they use SV2? Yeah, of course, yes. even the firmware I have right now, our BSB firmware for the NerdX supports SV2. You could do 4 SV2 pools if you want. I've already tested it. It works completely fine. It works in a bunch of SV2 pools, and you could also like mine an SV1 pool and an SV2 pool at the same time. So no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm feeling it now.
Yeah. Lucky. I'll just go downstairs. There's a grocery store under us. I'll buy food and.
I'm hungry too, and I hope they have chicken. Actually, let's do that.
Love to see a gold shell bite done right. Multiple algos, cards, and yeah, exactly. Like
That's exactly.
we're
what
trying
I'm
to take the inspiration. Like the gold shell bite had a good idea, poor execution. Like it
Right,
was just like poor execution. So, are we gonna do it right? I don't know, but like we're definitely asking everyone. And but now I gotta go back to the drawing board just a little bit now, just to see about the socket. The socket could be such a smart way to solve this problem. And then I have to give credit to, I don't know who said it, Fully Electric or SJ, but it was one of you two. So if we see socket miners like that, it was one of you guys. I'll give credit.
It was SJ.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was SJ.
Okay.
I don't AMD socket or shit.
No, I feel like it was SJ who said it first in the chat.
Yeah. The Dutch.
But yeah, I'm not against if the idea comes from you.
The Dutch.
If the idea comes from him, that means he gets a free one if we build it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Fair enough. And I'll hand deliver to you on my next trip. On my next
Please
trip to
tell
the
me you're in
Netherlands.
Shenzhen.
Nah, he's in the Netherlands. I go
He
there.
is?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from the Netherlands.
Is he from Amsterdam?
That I don't know. But whether he's...
It'd be very convenient if you are.
If well, whatever. If he's not in Amsterdam, I'm sure we can meet up.
Yeah.
Take me on that, SJ, and I'm dead serious.
See, I feel like this is the conversation that like the manufacturer should have with people, and they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
They literally don't talk to people. They just build something.
So out of touch.
Yeah.
So out of touch.
Not even that. I feel like everyone's like this. No one actually discusses. Because I made an ASIC test rig for the. You should send a picture of that in Discord. If you're in our Discord, I would love to see what that looks like. I don't know what your name is in Discord. I don't know why I'm looking here, but like, I know the camera's there, but.
Yeah, we should.
Do we want to end it at 7 on the dot or earlier?
Your call.
Up to you.
I just had a commercial. Oh, I was saying.
Oh yeah, because
the live streams.
because we recently got 1,000 subscribers, and that enabled
the ads.
monetization on this channel. So I think some people might get an ad now.
Yeah, I was saying, SJ, that you're in the Netherlands, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm confident that you are. I mean, as much as we talk to a lot of you guys, I do remember you guys very well. And of course, you guys like you guys are our family, our community. So correct me again if I'm not mistaken, but you're from the Netherlands. And what I was telling JD is that if ever we built using your idea, JD was saying that we should be giving you a unit for free. And I said that I would personally hand deliver it to you in the Netherlands.
Dude, that's actually a really good idea for community. For real, if you guys pitch us an idea and we actually mass produce it, you get that idea, that piece of hardware. It's actually a good way to encourage people to come up with ideas, because I could only come up with so much. I never thought of the LGA socket.
You know how much I love my Dutch people, SJ. And see, I was right. He's from the Netherlands, so
What about the Dutch women?
beautiful too. The Dutch people
Yeah,
in
you
general.
gotta be careful. You can't say anything
no,
bad.
they're beautiful. I love Dutch people in general, and they love us too as Canadians
Okay.
because
I don't know anyone from, like, I don't personally know anybody from there.
from the Netherlands.
I know someone from like
Great people.
Sweden, but that's
Swedish also are amazing. We have a bunch in our community, but I'm that serious. SJ, if whatever JD had in mind, well, not had in mind, but
dude. It's definitely gonna be like tonight. I swear when I go home, now
Yeah.
my night is ruined because I'm actually like it's so smart. I'm like shit. Why didn't I think of this? Let's see how doable it is though.
yeah. For a second, I thought it was Banks growling. I'm like, I don't think I'm wrong.
No, he's not.
But yeah, so if
K3 Baz, you love women?
Yeah.
Did you see how jacked K3 Baz is?
no,
You haven't seen?
no.
I don't know where exactly I found your picture, K3 Baz, but I see you're like, maybe it's in Discord. He's like a bulk Santa Claus.
DNFDS.
I mean,
F.
buff Santa Claus.
Please send me your order number here so I can have it. I'll help you out.
CPU benchmark. Is like half the link broken on that? I feel like there's supposed to be more to it, but oh my god. I have to check how much the socket for Epic costs because like obviously we wouldn't put an Epic chip in there, but like I wonder how much the physical socket costs and if it's even a part we could get from our suppliers. That like unlocks so much possibility to make very modular stuff because like we could have a socket just for a group of ASIC chips and then a socket just for like the regulators. So like I like this idea. Link works if you click it. Yeah, I didn't click anything. I'm over here in my hands. Okay, 4 minutes and we end the stream. I wasn't expecting to do a 2-hour stream. JD is making me blush. Yeah, I don't know where I saw the picture. Oh, your X profile maybe. Maybe that's it. I honestly, the first time I saw your picture, I thought it was, I didn't realize it was you. I'm like, oh, we have Santa Claus in here. The more I get to know you, I'm like, wait a second, no, this is actually him. He is Santa Claus, buff Santa Claus. I feel like we should do a meetup sometime. It'd be the best to meet all you guys. The cooking mailman, where is the robe? Dude. I love how you guys like how I was in robes because if you personally knew me, like I know some of you guys talk to me a lot, but like I'm in a robe all the time.
All the time.
If I,
Because he likes going straight to business.
I like sitting in a robe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the second I get home, all my clothes are off in a robe. I swear people used to, because when I was like living with my parents, the neighbors and stuff, I would just literally walk outside in my robe. They'd literally just call me, oh, Hugh Hefner's outside. Everybody driving by must be so confused why this guy's in a robe all the time. Thanks you for
Uncle.
taking your time.
Thanks.
Yes, Uncle
Truly
D's,
appreciate you,
dude,
brother.
he was the first one in the stream. Like he was vibe code in a robe. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we definitely need a meetup, dude.
I know. It's something we haven't done. Dude, I know it sounds stupid, but like I would love to do a meetup to force people to go into China. That way you could literally like open their...
So here's the thing. Okay, there you go. I have the idea. You mentioned earlier that the next step afterwards, which is a big one, would be to build our own chips.
Okay, you're going to be like hosting an event.
Well, the giveaway would be a car, and whoever travels all the way to China to pick up their car, they have to travel there. Which, by the way, their
What do you mean
car...
to pick up their car? You can't bring a car from China to like the US if they win it. I do think for real though, if we get to the point where we're making chips,
Yeah.
car giveaway is something.
I'm dead serious.
We have to be held
Mark
accountable
my word.
now.
Mark my word. Yeah, you know me. I never retract from what I say. Nordic is a witness. He won his 3 bit axes.
Okay, 2 minutes left, guys. So SJ is saying if you have the right pitch of the LGA pins, you can drop the ASIC in directly and have the plastic or ceramic spacer between the ASIC chips and thermal paste and slap the cooler on. Dude, this is like exactly what I'm thinking. Trust me. I need to think about the stream that's still going on, but once I'm off the stream, my night's consumed. I do think it's a genius idea. Yeah, like in my mind, you have maybe a little board that has a socket for the VRs and a socket for the chips, and maybe there's like an Ethernet port or something on it, or anyways, I don't want to go too much into it right now, but I'll be asking in Discord.
You need to be in a robe with bourbon in your hand and Cuban cigars. Yeah, I agree.
Dude, I don't like bourbon, cider. I'm a cider
Whiskey,
person.
Scotch.
I
specifically.
wonder if we made a PO box so people send us stuff. Like, I wonder if anyone would even care. Cause like, if someone wants it, I guess you can't send like alcohol anyways.
Dude, it's blowing up. I keep getting notifications on.
For what? Bitcoin?
Mhm.
What's that? Please tell me it's 80, so we ended off on 80K. Do I need to check on my phone?
No, why?
Yes, I will check on my phone. It's faster. My market cap,
There you
BTC.
go. It's 78.40, 400.
But
Hopefully it doesn't
But if you
drive-
convert it to Canadian prices, it's already over
Yeah.
100.
Yeah. Thank you, Uncle Diesel.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the end of the stream.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, let's call it a day. Thank you guys again so much for joining the stream. I don't think we have any giveaways right now. We don't have any.
No, just a
We're
car in the future.
I'm gonna have to work on that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Uncle Diesel, special shout out to you for being the first one on the stream. Well, it is 7 our time. It's 7:01.
Yeah, 701.
It's 7:01. So, with that being said, and thank you guys, all of you guys, for joining in. Truly appreciate everyone's love and support. We'll keep you guys posted on what's going on between HGBSB. That's a topic for another day. Most importantly, it's this that we need to focus on. We'll keep you guys posted on any of that. But again,
Hash rate giveaway, dude, we're not Red Panda Mine.
yeah.
Maybe in the future.
But again, hash rate giveaway. Yeah, no, we never done that before.
No, we never. It's funny because we just have like a warehouse of machines like Avalon Q just chilling there.
Yeah. Which we should do something
Dude, I
about
wonder
it.
if we could leave one here.
Huh.
Well,
All that to say, guys, wishing you a wonderful and blessed weekend. Spend some quality time with your friends and family. I know I'll give you advice which I don't respect myself, but take a break on yourself. Please enjoy the quality time that you can spend with yourself and with your friends and family. Don't overburn yourself. I should listen to my own advice, but on that note, guys, I hope to see you guys next week.
and I guess expect to see us in China soon, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we're going back.
You guys take care.
So, yep, I'm ending the stream, guys. So I will see you next Friday.
All right.
Oh, we had the